Hello from another little enchanted piece of forest I found right here in downtown Chattanooga. It's just, I got off the beaten trail and found a place I could let my dogs run around, and I'm just here sitting by a little stream, taking 5 after publishing my latest blog. If you haven't checked out my blog, divinityranch.com/blog, I have a link to it down below. I would love for you to read what I'm starting to publish, which is some of my works from the Wild Way Home. I would love for those of you who wish to read for taking in and absorbing and witnessing and being with the experience of another, in this case me, to read it. For those of you who wish to read it to act like you know more than me and leave way too many rude know-it-all comments, I'd rather you didn't. You know, it's like Brene Brown's THEODORE Roosevelt quote. No, it's not Theodore, it's Franklin D, I'm pretty sure. And it's basically like, unless you're also in the arena doing the same thing, in this case, vulnerably publishing original works that are about your deepest and most vulnerable heart and experiences and ideas, I don't give a fuck what kind of feedback you have for me, because it's really easy to tell people how they're not doing well enough and what they can do better when you're not vulnerably putting yourself out there. And to be honest, I do find a difference between vulnerably putting yourself out there about specific and real feelings and experiences and just spouting philosophical and spiritual vagueness and universalities. That could just be me. Again, just out here being genuine. So I'm starting to publish my works from the Wild Way Home, which was my time spent on the road in 2021. Essentially, right now I have 2 books written, The Wild Way Home and The Wild Unknown. The Wild Way Home being my year on the road, The Wild Unknown being this past year, 2022, in New Mexico and Arizona and a bit in Tennessee. And I'm now working on writing Wild Roots as I'm here setting down those wild roots in Tennessee. So I, again, would love for you to see what I'm writing. That's another huge part of what I'm doing in the world. And I wanted to share with you a little something I learned the other night going to Al-Anon. For those of you who have heard of Al-Anon, it's for families and friends of alcoholics, also anonymous. And it's really just, you don't need to be a family or friend of an alcoholic to go. It's really a great group to get together with that's for free as far as personal relations and codependence and just sharing stories goes. Sharing stories and witnessing and listening, not telling other people how you know everything. So if you're someone who likes to share the vulnerable and honest truth of your experience and hold space and listen to that for others, it's a great place for you. If you're someone who thinks you know everything and don't need any help, don't bother going. There was a little bookmark that we got from Al-Anon that had just some tips and tricks, and there was one quote on it that really moved me, which was, "Just for today, I will take it just today." And there are things that if I felt like I had to do for the rest of my life every single day would absolutely appall me, like they would be undoable. And yet I can do anything for like 12 hours. So I just wanted to invite you to live today just for today. Because again, for me, I so often get overwhelmed when I think about the big picture and how am I going to do this? How am I going to edit and publish and compile all of my writings? How am I going to make creative videos and collage art with everything I've collected? Does any of it even matter? And yet, if I just today publish a blog, write some, edit a bit, come find one little wild space, you know, that's a good day. That's just today. Maybe in the whole it doesn't seem like much, and for the whole of today it seems like a lot. So just for today, I'm gonna take it just today. And just on that same note, going off that same metaphor, it feels overwhelming to try and figure out how I'm going to find enough exercise for my dogs every day, how I'm going to find a way to structure our day once I have a part-time job where I can still be working on my blog and doing videos and being part of community and being out in the wild, exercising with my dogs. And yet one of my biggest takeaways on the wild way home was that no matter where I go, even if it seems really, really tame and like there is no wild left, that I can find some wild, enough wild for my dogs to run around off leash, even if that isn't much, just enough. And so here I am, another day, another little piece of wild, literally in the middle of the city in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I just wanted to share with you that maybe just for today, we can find what we're looking for. I can find what I'm looking for. Perhaps you take sustenance from that. And just for today, I'm going to take it just today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you check out my blog. And I appreciate you just being here witnessing and holding space with me. I'd love to hear vulnerable and honest sharings of experiences of yours that are about witnessing each other. Being real, being authentic, not about being right and trying to prove other people wrong. I love to hear about what's real for you. I don't love to hear preaching. Here comes Roslyn. She feels the same. She also loves to hear about what's real for you and says, save your preaching for your own stuff that you want to publish where maybe someone can comment and tell you that you're preaching. Love you all. Most of you.